It's fun. Haven't done that this year, unfortunately. But as you get ready to play the Texas Longhorns for the first time as a conference foe since 1990, first time you've gone to Austin since 2008. I had this meme sent to me last night, Tommy, of Ted Lasso in a Razorback uniform, who had some great speeches on the Apple TV show that Clay Henry loves and that some of us have taken in and watched before. So I was like, Colton, let's whip up some of the better sports speeches we've heard. Football, TV show, movie, whatever, to get us ready for what is probably going to be a disappointment, but hopefully not tomorrow on Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium.
Yeah, and, for Arkansas, this is hopefully they've, as Bobby's talked about, relived some of the history of this. We've heard from players that are from there that didn't get offers. So, I fully expect Arkansas to put up a fight. Whether they win or not, history this season at least says the track record would be no, but I do expect them to compete. That's where we begin on a Football Friday. Arkansas and Texas tomorrow from Austin. It's brought to you by QC Kinetics today. Does it sound like you when you get out of bed that, man, you got to groan and it pops and it hurts because your joints, when you start the day or maybe throughout the day, just keep you from doing the things you love? I've got good news for you because relief is right here in Northwest Arkansas. It's closer than you think. QC Kinetics, they tap into your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors to help restore and repair damaged tissue. We'll tell you more throughout the morning. 479-999-1234 to schedule your free consultation. 479-999-1234.
Handful of things to get to this morning. Rob Gronkowski was at Dirks High School. We're going to talk about that. George Wilson's going to be coming on, former Razorback wide receiver, Buffalo Bills safety. He's going to join us. Actually a part of the Buffalo Bills broadcast team coming up at 10 o'clock. Talk a little bit about Thursday Night Football last night and some news from LSU. But I want to go back to something Steve Sarkisian said.
I almost at times feel like they hate Texas more than they like themselves.
So since I've been born, which was December 11th, 1994, first two games that Arkansas and Texas were featured in because they weren't conference opponents starting in 1992 was 2000. Cotton Bowl won that game pretty handily. Then 2003 when you went to Austin and George and the guys ended up beating them. My first hatred for that school came in 2004.
House here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. They're calling the Hogs. Welcome to the hills of Northwest Arkansas. This rivalry has always been one at a very fever pitch. Tonight is not going to be any exception.
Arkansas lost the game by 2. Matt's never talked about any of his accomplishments. That game still makes him mad 20-plus years later. When was the moment that you had in your life, and obviously many of you have lived longer than me, have seen more heartbreaks, have seen more battles. Some of you have called in and shared on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline about even the 1969 game. When was the moment that you were writhing in pain, seething in anger, and you said, this is my number one enemy from here on out?
I don't remember an exact game or date. I was born in 75, so, I was just raised to hate the Longhorns. It just there was no other option. It was, you were taught in the hospital to put horns down when you were born. So I don't ever remember a day where Texas wasn't your rival. That's all anybody talked about. Your family, the people you went to church with. Love Jesus, hate the Longhorns. That was just the way I was raised. But I, almost 20 years older than you. So it's just I think if you're of your age. You were born after the transition to the SEC, or your memorable sports fan days are in the 90s is where they began. You probably have a greater hatred for LSU or a greater hatred for Ole Miss, perhaps. Kids that are of my kids' age are going to perhaps not like Missouri more so than people of our age. I think it's when you were born. So when people your age, Ty, tell me that the Longhorns aren't their number one most hated team and LSU is, I get it. I totally get it.
Because you're in that middle part.
Because I graduated high school before you were born. So, I was of that teenage time in my life where we made the transition to the SEC. So I kind of have been on both sides of that hatred fence. So maybe I get it.
Maybe it's obviously been reignited since they joined the league. You played them in 21, and maybe Brian and Ozark has has edged it on a little bit. Maybe Dylan's came in 21 when you had that Texas fan that was saying he putting his hands on him and putting the horns down, because you have these different generations that have experienced in different ways. Some that are every year, some that are just getting started with the SEC, and others that are kind of in that middle in between where you had it, then you didn't have it, as you said, and now it's back. Yeah. So that common thing you mentioned from birth, that's what Robert points out. Matt says in '87, where Texas scored, I think the final one of the final plays of that game. Listen,
they've broken your heart more than you felt the jubilation and the joy of a victory. So. But I think a lot of times you learn to hate Texas even in the wins. When Matt went down there and they ambushed him in Austin, and Cobbs had the big touchdown runs, and it was somewhat of an unexpected win for the Razorbacks. I think you can learn to hate through a team and a fan base, and I think to me it's not so much the team and the coaches and the players, it's the fans. It's the fans is the reason why, because we all know that one obnoxious guy that moved into your neighborhood and he's an LSU fan or he's a Texas fan or he's an Alabama fan, or that's why a lot of people in Western Arkansas don't like Sooner fans. Don't like the Sooners because of the fans. I think fans hate fans more than they hate the other team, actually.
I think, and that's the same for, let's say, Kentucky basketball. 100%. You don't have this
100%.
This you loathed Cal, you envied Cal, and some of you may have hated him, but it was more about the obnoxious fan base. I mean, being in Nashville for the SEC tournament when they would outnumber you 9-1, and just seeing how their fans reacted over certain calls and certain things and going at fans, I can agree wholeheartly.
That's why people hated Razorback basketball fans at Reunion Arena.
That's what,
because we were the same way.
Yeah, Sean agrees with you. It's just the people that are Texas fans. They're insufferable. That's his thing. JM says, I bet Tommy had a great T-shirt that said my two favorite teams are the Arkansas Razorbacks and whoever's playing Texas.
100%. I don't know if I had the shirt, but I believe in the saying. So.
Well, we got some other news concerning an Arkansas rival that we'll get to coming up. Have you seen the video yet, Tommy, of Rob Gronkowski, Hall of Famer? Patriots?
I saw a video of him and Peter Ducey of Fox News walking on the field. It was a video I watched. And I saw a video of Peter Ducey last weekend driving around Arkansas, and it didn't dawn on me what he was here for. But I've seen that, if that's what you're referring to. If there's something else, I haven't seen it.
You had a couple networks and big-time television broadcasts recently in Arkansas, ESPN at Jonesboro last night, where there was a controversial ending that we'll get into, but congratulations. We've already announced this, and a lot of you know it already that they won, but I thought it was a cool video that they put out.
T-Mobile had a contest, nationwide contest. This particular town, they won $1 million field renovation.
Yes.
Because this is not in good shape. From one end to the other, the field slopes 8 feet.
Yes, that makes sense for a high school field. It doesn't look too shabby over here, but this is my second year working on the T-Mobile Friday Night 5G Lights campaign, and the first year was a big success, but the second year we wanted to take it to a whole nother level, and we gave 450 schools $5,000, 25 schools got $25,000, and the grand prize, which is why we are here in Derricks, Arkansas, at Derricks High School, they have won $1 million field makeover, so they get to do whatever they want with that $1 million. And on top of that, they're going to get a brand new weight room as well, brought to you by Gronk Fitness, and tickets to the SEC championship game, and a tailgate party too. So that's why we are here, and also we're going to be going to the high school soon and surprising all the kids as well. It's going to be special.
This is the opening drive.
That's awesome, and I would encourage you, if you haven't, Tommy's seen it, I've seen it. If you haven't watched the video too, it's just cool, and for the competitive side of Arkansans that we have, the little brother syndrome in us. You had that high school in Oregon that, Tommy, you saw the field, you saw the facilities. It looked almost like a D3 college compared to Dirks High School. And it's just,
we have a lot of those facilities in our state, too.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is this was David versus Goliath in a lot of ways. Little town in Arkansas. Most of you couldn't tell without looking at a map where Dirks, Arkansas is.
Hands up.
And great for our state to get behind this. I'm proud that a small town that could have utilized, that will utilize this more than a big town could have or would have. This is great to see the little guy win. That's what I like about it.
Yeah. So watch it if you haven't seen it. But I know that they're all excited about that, not just at the high school, but really all of Arkansas is. Thought that was pretty cool.
It was. So good for them, and I look forward to when it's done. Maybe us going down there and celebrating maybe the grand reopening of their football stadium. I thought it's interesting as we talked to I can't remember
Crystal
her name,
Green.
Crystal from the Booster Club. They're not going to spend the money on field turf. They pride themselves in that grass field, so they're going to stick with the all natural and have a natural grass surface there at Dirk's. So I thought that was interesting. All right, that's your opening drive. It's brought to you by Farm Credit of Western Arkansas. 25 locations around our area that you can stop in and get advice, whether it's remodeling your existing home. I don't know if they do loans for remodeling football stadiums, but they'd probably talk to you about that. If you're looking to spruce up your home or maybe build a brand new one from ground up, Farm Credit's got all the options that you need. Go to myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com. Farm Credit of Western Arkansas online. Again, myaglender.com.
Still getting text in here about the Texas question. What moment or why do you hate them? Kyle hates Texas A&M because the fans are actually worse than Texas. Scott, the Coca-Cola guy in Texarkana, says that being from Texarkana and Arkansas being 9 blocks away basically from Texas, he started hating them since August 9th, 1973, the day he was born.
There you go.
It's twice as bad because of also the Arkansas and Texas high rivalry. We talk about, Tommy, I know we talked about the Battle Ravine, which OVU won that barely recently. Was it last week or the week before?
Last weekend, last Saturday.
And they won, I think, close. That's another fun game. I know it's high school versus college, but Arkansas High versus Texas High.
I've never been to the Battle of the Ravine. My dad played in it way back when. That's one of those things that when, I need to just make a Saturday and go do that because I think that's one of the real neat traditions in our state.
Our buddy Brandon from the Fencemen's here. Brandon, do you have a moment? How old are you, by the way?
I'm 31.
Okay, you split me and
94.
Tommy, so we're about the same. Do you have a moment like
You're
we're
30, he's 31. I don't know if that's splitting. So
31's in between 40, 48, and
It's not
30.
exactly
so
that. Anyway,
it's
whatever.
not in the middle, but do you
Y'all
have
are
a
the same
moment?
age.
No, not really a moment for Texas. I really just grew up hating LSU more than I did Texas, but I've always just had that.
It's the
never picked Texas,
It's the consistency of playing a team year in, year out,
Right.
which you're at least going to do these next 4 years, and you played them last year, so I guess technically it's going to be 6 straight years, but it's that same. And I don't know if Arkansas is going to get that renewed past 2029, but I think that's partially why. And the games used to be, as Tommy, you always point out, consequence too. That game was consequential back when you played Texas in the day.
Yeah, and that's one thing OU and Hog fans can agree on is hating Texas. So that is something we can all get to the bottom line together on.
Well, Oklahoma has a big games this weekend. Really a light schedule, as we pointed out earlier this week on What's Your Beef Wednesday. I think you've only got 4 inter-SEC games this weekend. The rest are either non-cons or Mississippi State, and Ole Miss has a bye. Do have basketball tonight. Arkansas back in action. Final game at Bud Walton Arena before they travel to Chicago on Thursday to take on Duke. So let's go and do it like we do every single Friday, our Fenceman Friday picks. Notre Dame's a 12.5-point favorite.
Give me Notre Dame.
I think Pitt doesn't win, but they cover.
Yep, I got Pitt covering in the points right now.
Alabama is a 6.5-point favorite.
I like Alabama. Big in this game, actually.
I do too.
I think Oklahoma covers.
The Bulldogs, 6.5-point favorites.
I like Georgia at home.
I'm going to take Texas in the points.
I got Georgia covering and winning.
Razorbacks, LSU, that line is down to 5.5.
I'm going to take LSU and give the points.
I'm going to say Arkansas covers, but I think LSU wins.
I'm being a homer, so I'm just going to take Arkansas.
They are 25.5-point favorites against Samford.
I'll take the Razorbacks.
I'm also going to take Arkansas to cover. Well, the
Mixed bag there.
basketball team, unfortunately, let us down if we would bet money. Luckily, we didn't. You picked Oklahoma straight. Good pick. Good pick on that one. All right, Brandon, so we'll let you start since you got that OU one right. They host Missouri this weekend. Long Big 8 rivalry from back in the day. They used to battle on the Big 12 as well. Does Missouri go in? Bo Prabula is supposed to be like a day before decision, it sounds like. Their starting quarterback, who might be back for this game. Do they get it done against the Sooners? Sooners are 7-point favorites at home against the Tigers.
No, this Oklahoma defense, I think, is I think it's really nice,
Mhm.
and I think they actually cover their points too.
It's the only SEC ranked matchup, 22 versus 8. I'm going to take Oklahoma to cover as well. That defense that Brent Venables has established, they have the best defensive line, I think, in the league. And Mateer's going to do enough, Tommy. I think they win by 8 or more points tomorrow.
I like Missouri in the points, but Oklahoma to win the game. I think emotionally that Bama game takes a lot out of you. Physically it does as well. Oklahoma wins, but Missouri covers.
All right, moving on to Nashville. Kentucky against Vanderbilt. The Doors, Tommy, are 9.5-point favorites. Do they move on with another win? 9-2, and they head into Knoxville next week, still on the college football playoff.
Doors are at home?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, give me Vanderbilt, and I'll give the points.
Yeah, Kentucky, I know they've got a couple surprising wins this season, but I'm going to take Vandy in this one to win by 10 or more, Brandon. Vandy. All right, Florida hosting Tennessee. Maybe the most likable upset of any rivalry game this weekend when you think about just where the game's at, the consistent losing that Tennessee, whatever, goes through when they go down the swamp. Tommy, Tennessee is a 4-point favorite on the road in the swamp.
I'll take Florida in the points. I think Florida may even pull the upset in this one.
So weird. Interim coaches' games are weird, and I know it's a rivalry game, but I think Tennessee, though they're out of the college football playoff hunt, I think they find a way to win in the swamp tomorrow. I'll take the balls, Brandon, to win by 5 or more.
Full on, take the Dogs. Florida outright. I think they just get it.
They just get it done. All right, let's do the basketball game before we do Arkansas and Texas. Razorbacks are 29.5-point favorites against Jackson State. Brandon, you're already shaking your head. I'm assuming you're going to go Jackson State in this one.
After last week's with Stanford, man, that was 25, and they got to single digits. I can't do that again. I think Jackson covers Arkansas.
Jackson State's record is, it's 0 for 4, right? But they played Auburn, they've played Illinois, they've played 3 ranked teams, and I think Louisiana or someone like that. So they've played some teams. But if Arkansas can't throttle this bunch, I've got real concerns going into the Duke game. So I think Arkansas shows up, they play some defense tonight, and Arkansas wins by more than 30.
I'm scared about this pick, but I'm still going to take the Razorbacks to win by 30 or more. I know they haven't showed us exactly what you wanted them to do these last 2 games, but hopefully it's more of a hope that they wake up, because any of these latest performances, they'll get, again, demolished against Duke next week. All right, Arkansas, Texas, Austin, 2:30 ABC. Our pregame coverage will begin at 9 o'clock here on Arkansas Game Day across all our stations, plus hitthatline.com. Tommy, the line as of this morning is 8.5. Texas is an 8.5-point favorite. Who do you like in this one?
Hogs are 6-4 this year, I think you pointed out this week, against the spread. Texas has more to play for, obviously, trying to keep their hope alive in the playoff. Arkansas's played well on the road, too, at times. I'm going to take the Hogs, and I don't think they win straight up. I think it's more of the same, but they keep the game close.
Yeah, I was going back and forth if I thought this team was going to let go of the rope this week, and I'm going to hold on to the hope that they don't. Does that mean they win? No. They haven't shown us anything this year to show that they can win a close game, especially against a top 25 opponent on the road. But I am going to take them to cover and lose by 8 or more tomorrow, Brandon.
That's what it is 8.
It's 8.5 is what Arkansas is an underdog at.
Yeah, I can never pick Texas anyway, so
There you go.
I think the Hogs are going to win it outright.
Good man. So, all right, those are your Fence Man Friday picks. We'll see how we did next week at this time. Well, actually, we won't, because it's Black Friday. We're going to be off next week. We're all going to enjoy a little bit of time away. But hey, that doesn't mean that the Fence Man's not going to be around early next week. Still get your quote, get on the schedule to get your great looking fence for 2026.
Yes, you can. And I'll just take a second real quick to thank the suppliers we have this week, Eagle Fence and Master Halco.
There you go.
And gave us some goodies this week. And then Armstrong Bank is a new partner with us as well. We do offer some, creative financing options for our customers. So
Big J,
they want.
Give Jared Eccles.
Yeah,
Jared
I
Eccles,
saw
yes,
Jared and Nick in a photo with you guys.
Yes, sir.
So,
They brought us some crumble cookie this week.
Yeah, Nick, we're just around the corner from the bank. If you're listening,
So what happens? You get 5 years River Valley Best of the Best.
There you go. So
Guys, fingers,
782-3936 is the number. 479-782-3936 or thefencemanAR.com. That's where you can see Facebook as well, but on your website, lots of a catalog, if you will, of all your work.
We have lots of pictures of everything we've done. We love to share everything we get involved with. So
all right, so check it out, thefencemanAR.com or 782-3936 to talk to Brandon. Brandon, happy Thanksgiving. We'll see you 2 weeks from today.
Yes, you guys eat a lot of food for me. All right.
All right, there you go. Brandon with the Fence Man. Hey, I want to remind you, Beard Up Arkansas. It's No Shave November with the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation, helping men fight prostate cancer right here in Arkansas. Grow it, post it, tag it with the hashtag NoShaveAPCF. Join the challenge at arprostatecancer.org.
All right, when we come back, Hog Update. Again, George Wilson going to be on with us in about 40 minutes from now. What's going on with the Razorbacks health-wise heading into this game tomorrow? We'll share it with you as we continue on a Football Friday.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
The Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
I would buy a mansion, buy my dream car.
I've always wanted to go to Dublin, sit in a pub, and just kind of see what life's like.
I'm probably going to pass out.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using an Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
Well, what I mean is it's TEXASS.
This is the Morning Rush.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Save up to $4,000 on select Buick Envisions at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The Buick Envision showcases inspired design with exclusive features in this 5-passenger SUV. Or drive the brand new Buick Envista, a stylish crossover for as low as $399 per month. These are limited time offers. Experience the new Buick at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith or online at harryrobinson.com.
Hey drivers, got a reefer on the fritz or a trailer that needs some TLC? Roll into High Tech Truck Refrigeration Service in Van Buren, your one-stop, full-service, semi-truck and trailer repair facility, proudly serving you for over 30 years. At High Tech Truck, they do it all: DOTs, preventative maintenance, structural repairs, and expert reefer service. Fast, reliable, and driver approved. Call High Tech Truck today at 479-474-2220. Keep your wheels and your freight moving. High Tech Truck, proud sponsors of Arkansas football.
Contractors, you know the right equipment makes all the difference. That's why you choose LG HVAC systems. Innovative, efficient, and built to perform. And at J&B Supply, we're more than just a supplier. Since 1968, our family-owned business has provided HVAC and plumbing pros with the products, expert service, and hands-on training to get the job done right. Check out the buzz around LG's new game-changing equipment today. For over 50 years, HVAC and plumbing pros have trusted J&B Supply in Fort Smith, Springdale, and Bentonville. J&B Supply, where the professionals go.
It's the season for shopping the store that honors Christ all year long. It's the season for shopping the Solid Rock. Lots of gift ideas, including home decor, greeting cards, books, women's boutique items, and of course, Bibles. And while you're there, make your gift extra special with custom laser engraving, pins, cutting boards, wallets, Bibles, and more. Lots of selections to choose from or ask about custom orders. The Solid Rock, located next to Sam's Club on South 74th in Fort Smith. The Solid Rock, family owned and serving the River Valley for over 48 years.
Stop in for big savings on their 2-day Christmas open house on November 21st and 22nd.
Hey guys, this November, put down the razor and pick up the cause. It's No Shave November with the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation, raising awareness and funds to fight prostate cancer right here in our state. Grow your beard, share your progress with hashtag NoShaveAPCF, and encourage your friends or coworkers to join in. Every dollar raised stays in Arkansas, helping men get free screenings, education, and support. Join the movement today at arprostatecancer.org.
Are you ready to indulge in an unforgettable fine dining experience? Then come join us at Uncorked, where every meal is a masterpiece, crafted with the finest ingredients to tantalize your taste buds. And with our extensive selection of cocktails, wine, craft beer, and bourbons, we've got something for everyone. So why not take a break from the ordinary and join us on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodi's? Come savor the moment with us at Uncorked, where every visit is a celebration.
The Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
I would buy a mansion, buy my dream car.
I've always wanted to go to Dublin, sit in a pub, and just kind of see what life's like.
I'm probably going to pass out.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
There's only one Razorback.
Uncle Tommy loves the Razorbacks.
Razorback fans, let's stand up and call those.
107 down.
This one belongs to the Razorbacks. Ball's on the ground, picked up by Colin. Alex has got room.
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush.
Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
Jones again, play action, looking, firing down the middle. Touchdown, Arkansas! George Wilson. Oh, my, what a great play.
You mentioned that game back in 2003 when Arkansas didn't necessarily expect to go in there or win, or at least the fans didn't. I think Houston not have those guys knowing that they were going to win that football game, and ended up coming in with the last victory you've got in Austin. Hadn't played a lot, played there in 2003 where you won, played there in 2008. It's crazy that it's almost been 20 years since you've been back.
Yeah, and there's not been a lot of great memories down there. A few. Matt provided one, but man, what a lift it'd be for our state emotionally. With all you've been through, if you could find a way to have Taylon Green lead this team to some kind of heroic finish and a win, we just all feel a little taller and a little thinner and a little better about ourselves for Thanksgiving if we could do that.
Yeah, you asked that question earlier this week, and I just feel like if this was another game, Tommy, even though it's like at home, Missouri, and yes, I want home fans to experience a win next week, it's still not the same significance of being able to beat Texas in this game tomorrow, which unfortunately you and I don't think are going to happen, but hopefully we'll be proven wrong. I saw that, did you see Sam Alajibutu is joining the staff at Episcopal? We had Sam on with us a couple weeks ago, former All-SEC linebacker. I think John Parker Wilson is still dazed from that hit he laid on him in Alabama, but saw that was cool. He was, I guess, at Forest City is heading to Episcopal.
I'm sure you've been to their football stadium at some point, but
way back when.
But you talk about maybe the most beautiful view in our state because it's got the downtown Little Rock skyline there in the back. It is a really neat view from their stadium when you're at a game there.
Help me on this. You might have told me on Warren's two sons. Didn't they both go there, or am I making that up?
There is a connection.
About Warren Stevens.
There's a connection. I didn't know y'all were on a first name basis.
Yeah, sorry.
But I think
when people
Jack
hear
Stevens put quite a few dollars into building that school into what it is. Beautiful campus.
You made something yourself. Like Clay sometimes gets mad at me because I don't say Clay Henry, features editor of Whole Hog Sports. When I just say Clay, everyone knows who I'm talking about. When I say Warren, I think 99% of people know who I'm talking about. Fair or right? Fair or foul?
I think that's fair.
Is that fair?
Yeah,
okay.
Fair.
Let's see. Braylon Russell, Charlie Collins, still questionable on the report, as is Anthony Hill. I don't know if that's going to change tomorrow or not. We'll have to wait and see. Asked you this kind of before the show began. Hogs, let's see, Florida Gators or Missouri Tigers? Best chance to win a rivalry game this week. I think we all
Florida
agree.
Gators.
Yeah, Florida just being at home. That's the only
Florida Gators.
That's the only reason we think that, right?
That, and I don't think the gap between Florida and Tennessee is as wide as Missouri and OU and Arkansas and Texas as far as the teams. So yeah,
And yet we both think Arkansas is going to make this a game tomorrow at 2:30.
Well, I mean, they've done that every week. There's no reason not to believe that. It would be a surprise if
it wasn't.
to a great degree if it wasn't close at the end.
Hopefully the basketball game's not close tonight. You got Jackson State, 7 o'clock on SEC Network Plus. This is a team that lost to Louisville by 36, who you play in a couple Wednesdays, and then who lost to Auburn, who you'll play in 2026 by 46. So I would think you should be able to handle these guys and beat them by 30 or more, but based on the last two performances, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, they've had a rough, check what they call check games. They went and gotten some checks. They'll get another one tonight, SWAC team, but you need to play some D tonight and handle these guys. Absolutely. You need to win by 30 or more.
Hopefully it's a blowout and Arkansas takes care of business before you play Duke. All right, that is your Hog Update this morning. It is brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888 8-SPARKY.
It's kind of become a tradition of sorts having a marquee game right around Thanksgiving. I remember a couple years ago, you had the Kamani Johnson tip-in against San Diego State and Maui. You had the Illinois game last year, which unfortunately got clapped. And now you got the biggest one you probably had in recent memories.
Well, his biggest opponent. And getting to Maui, that was the game they had a little
dust up
after the game or whatever. But,
bad blood between San Diego alum Eric Musselman and San Diego State.
It's the sign that, hey, you've got a relevant basketball program, and that's why you're playing Duke in a made-for-TV contest.
Yep, and it'll probably be one of the, if not the highest-rated regular season college basketball game of the year. Speaking of highly rated, we bring our buddy Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources in Rath, Mitsubishi. And Larry, one of the things that I'll when I'm browsing around on Facebook, and it seems like you guys always have a giveaway or something, whether it's Rath Auto Resources, Rath Mitsubishi, plus those weekly specials. You're pointing out vehicles. You got your employees riding them in. What do we have this week, man, as we are getting done with November?
We've got a good group of these weekly specials, and like you said, that runs all the time, and it gives us a chance to talk about the special things that are going on, like the big discounts that we've got right now on our used car inventory. We've marked all these cars down, premium pre-owned vehicles, road-ready certified. You can't buy a better used car. Just voted best in the River Valley for the second year in a row. Really the best used car your money can buy. We've got a great selection of those marked down. The weekly specials kind of represent a mix of those. Go on Facebook, check us out. Start following us there, because these weekly contests that we've got going on, you can win all kinds of fun things. I think right now they're giving away some stuff working with the food drive with the River Valley Food Bank. So we're doing some things there. There's always something fun going on. And follow us. There's discounts and other things that you can take advantage of. We're really excited about what's going on with the new Mitsubishis up in Springdale. We've got a good selection up there. The 25 Outlanders, they're going fast. We've got some 26s in now. We've got 0% financing up to 60 months on these new 25 Mitsubishis, and a good selection of them as well to take advantage of. And we just marked all the prices down there. A new pricing strategy, painless pricing. You can't find a better deal. Save a lot of money on a brand new Mitsubishi right now, Rath Mitsubishi. So lots of fun things going on. We hope you'll come see us this weekend. Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith, Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale. Check us out online, rathauto.com.
Larry, happy Thanksgiving, man.
Happy Thanksgiving to you guys and to all of our friends out there, and folks, come and see us.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Protect what matters most with the Fenceman. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fenceman's got Fort Smith covered. The Fenceman has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fenceman. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fenceman. He ain't afraid of no work.
Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
I would buy a mansion, buy my dream car.
I've always wanted to go to Dublin, sit in a pub, and just kind of see what life's like.
I'm probably going to pass out.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using an Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
I almost at times feel like they hate Texas more than they like themselves.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Freshen up your golf game at the Golf Nut. We've got the latest apparel and head covers from Pins and Aces, plus new shirts and shorts from Red Vanley. Ghost golf bags are here in Sunday bag, carry, and card 14 styles. Zero torque putters are the hottest thing on the greens. Check out our models from TaylorMade, Lab Golf, and Odyssey. For precision on every shot, we've got rangefinders from Blue Tees and Bushnell. Visit the Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue in Fort Smith. Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994.
Dental emergencies do not wait, and neither should you. At Valley Urgent Dental, they're here for you on the weekends, whether it's a broken tooth, a painful infection, or a crown that's come loose. Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are ready to help. Why wait till Monday? Call 479-235-5655 now. Valley Urgent Dental is located at 5505 Uper Lane behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
Want pavement protection that goes the distance? Seal Tight of Oklahoma now offers Rhino Tight Premium Asphalt Emulsified Sealant, the next level in driveway and parking lot care. Healthier for the environment, Rhino Tight delivers superior defense against weather, UV rays, and wear and tear. With its high solids content, you'll get a smoother, stronger, longer-lasting driving surface. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or a contractor buying in bulk, Seal Tight has the products and support you need. Visit SealTightOklahoma.com today and protect your pavement with Rhino Tight.
At Hardee's, every Tuesday is now Tender Bender Tuesday. Right now, download the Hardee's app and join My Rewards. Buy 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, get 3 free. It's Tender Bender BOGO every Tuesday now through June 2026. This Tuesday, get 3 tenders, free. Next Tuesday, get them free. The Tuesday after that, you guessed it, free. Buy 3 tenders, get 3 free. Another great benefit for My Rewards members, only at Hardee's. Registration and app required. Available for limited time at participating restaurants. See app for terms.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Roland. For over 30 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center newly remodeled facility, 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at carpatsocial.com.
What's the best thing about sports this time of the year? Is it college football and winding down into, the end of the season and conference championships? Is it the NFL and division races are starting to really shape up and you're about a month out from really determining that? Is it maybe like you're an Arkansas fan, your football season hasn't gone as you had hoped, but you got the renewal of a basketball season? What's the best part about this convergence of football, basketball? We had baseball a few weeks ago, but the World Series is behind us. But hockey, for those that are hockey, what's the best part of this time of the year to you in sports?
I think it's these marquee non-conference college basketball games if your football team isn't good. Now, I'm still locked in on SEC football, and there's some games this weekend I'm intrigued in outside of just what's going on in Austin. It's still college football, but since Arkansas is 2-8, I'd say I'd paid a little more attention to some of these marquee non-conference.
I think our answer is different this year than it's been in the past. I was thinking here, thinking about asking a question about if you weren't playing Duke, who would you rather play? But Arkansas's answering the bell on these non-conference games. I mean, Michigan State, you get Louisville in the ACC Challenge. People have forgotten you're playing Texas Tech down in Dallas. You got Houston coming up. I mean, from a non-conference schedule standpoint, I don't know what more you could ask for from this basketball program.
I was thinking you might get North Carolina if your ACC opponent coming in here because I think they hosted Tennessee the year before. I don't remember who they're playing, but that would be the one that you would like to.
So I'm surprised no one's texted in yet on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline coaching carousel season, because that to me is also one of the entertaining parts, and it's more challenging now than it's ever been. Any of y'all get a text or a call yesterday about Dabo and interviewing at Arkansas? With AI these days and what you can make AI create, I don't know always what to believe. And there's going to be something that's real, but AI is the boy that cried wolf, and we're not going to know.
Oh yeah.
We're sniffing that out. We're like, no. But I don't. It's harder to pick up because this stuff is out there and it's been manufactured to look real.
The AI
got to really watch the sources.
The AI stuff is getting out of hand. There's already somebody born today that will be framed for a crime they did not commit because of evidence used against them that is AI generated. But I think the best part about watching sports this time of year, one of the best parts that's underrated is you're typically, this time of year specifically, surrounded by family, and I really enjoyed that. Yeah. I like watching sports with my family sometimes just to hear a different take, maybe one that is less educated or one that is more educated, just to get all sides of the spectrum. Good, I like that.
That's a good. I just think the drama right now, the coaching carousel might be, I know we're in the midst of it and have been too often in the last 20 years, but I think that's one of the more entertaining things. I heard Rick Neuheisel along with Chuck and Bo this morning talking about just the drama that's going to unfold and what's going on with Lane Kiffin and how some program's going to be left in a hot mess when a coach leaves and takes the entire team with him and, as it was put, bankrupt your program. Mm-hmm. I just think all these things and this convergence of the business side, the games of consequence, the rivalries, I think we're right in the bullseye right now. Maybe the second best time of the year. It's hard to say that March Madness isn't the best, particularly if you're a college football fan, or college basketball fan. But if you're a college football fan and everything going on in the sport, and a lot of us are, man, this is maybe the best time of the year.
Austin texting in saying that they should hire a coach before the bowl games or they're going to get their last choice. Don't know what that timeline looks like for Hunter.
Before the bowl games. We better hire one before the bowl games are announced.
Yeah.
You better hire a coach before the conference championship games get played.
Hopefully that happens. All right, that's your Cart Pass Social Morning Rush Daily Question. Number one place for indoor golf and Christmas parties this holiday season. Give Nate Garahan, Christian Olson a call, 479-487-3622. They are located at 122 Grant Place in Lowell. It's an incredible indoor golf facility, several bays, TVs everywhere. You can watch college football, NFL, NBA, golf, you name it, they have it at Cart Path Social. Go to the events page tab on Cart Path Social. Click on it. You'll find some information at cartpathsocial.com. It is always BYOB at Cart Path Social. We haven't had this caller calling in a while. He is no longer a resident in Arkadelphia. If our memory serves me correct, it's south of Houston, right, Gary? Am I right on that?
Yes, sir. It's
always Gary from Arkadelphia. Don't let him relabel you, Gary. You are Gary from Arkadelphia.
Okay. Well, I'm in the wonderful, beautiful city of Lake Jackson, the city of enchantment. But I'm 20 minutes from my golf course and 20 minutes from the beach. I golf in the mornings, beach in the afternoons. Man, I got it made.
You are the man.
Tommy, I just want to get on this about, you touched on earlier about hating Texas the moment your feet hit the floor, the moment you're born. The first word you learn to say is Woo Pig Suey, and the second thing you learn to say is I hate Texas.
Yeah.
And that's the order I taught my kids. But you're down here dealing with these folks. I tell you what, it's kind of funny. I bought me my golf club, my golf course. The pro shop had some hats last month says horns down. And so I couldn't resist. I had to buy one, and I wear it pretty much everywhere I go. And you're talking about people, Longhorn fans getting upset when they see that hat. It's priceless. I mean, you think you would kick their dog or say something about their mama. They get so upset over seeing horns down. So, but these people, but what gets me about these Texas fans, when you beat them in basketball or you beat them in baseball, they say, "Oh, I'm not a basketball fan. I don't keep up with baseball. Only thing I worry about is football." So, being interested, I don't think we can beat them tomorrow. I do know that the season's over with. Most of them feel because they can't make the playoffs now. So, and they're ready to. They've been wanting to bench Arch all season. Now they're saying, "Well, we can't make the playoffs. Might as well, play the backup and let him get ready for next year." So, I mean, I don't know what kind of team, how their attitude's going to be tomorrow. I don't, we know what the Hogs are going to do, and they'll show up. And they may give a good fight, but in the end, I don't think it's going to happen. And I love 4-2. Oh, believe me, I love 4-2. But the only other concern I have if the Hogs beat Texas is that will be your check signed to give the job to Bobby because he beat Texas. And so, but as far as that, but dealing with these folks down here is just kind of funny. You see them in HEB, they're wearing their Texas gear. I got on my Arkansas gear, and they look over at you, and they throw their nose up even higher than it already is. And I say, that's okay. Go Hogs. Beat the Shorthorns. That's how I put it. Yeah. And I just keep on walking.
Hey, I'm rooting even harder tomorrow because I want this win for you behind enemy lines as much because it will make your life filled with so much more joy.
It will.
For 365 more days. So
it will. It'll make it a lot easier on the golf course. I go out there and play against some of the guys, some of my golfing buddies. They're Texas fans. Yeah, I know. I'm playing with but hey, it is what it is. When you got to deal with them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Like I say, they cry, and A&M fans half the time they don't even know there's anything going on, and they whine and cry before the season started. How they were afraid they weren't going to win 8 or 9 games. Their schedule was so tough. They even brought, we got to go to Arkansas. I looked at the guy and I said, that ain't no problem. I said, crap, we hadn't beat y'all in 10, 15 years. So, but the A&M fans are completely different. They always have this over in the back of their mind. Something's going to happen, and they're not going to win a national championship. So it's funny to kind of watch them too. But anyway, guys, that's pretty much all I got. Like I say, you have to deal with these folks. So, like I say, I don't know if we can win tomorrow. I don't know if they're going to hang on to the rope. They hung on to the rope a lot longer than I thought they would. I know I got killed when I called in a couple of months ago predicting, I didn't know if they could win 2 or 3 games, and
You
here
were
we
right.
are.
And you were right.
And,
We
Take
chastised you
your
for
take
it.
your victory lap. So
you know, so I got accused of being a Texas fan and everything else. I was just looking at things realistically. And so, you know, it'll take a miracle tomorrow, but, you know, you never know. Texas might say they might show up. Hey, we don't have nothing to play for. We got A&M next week. We need to knock them off. They might not even be paying attention to Arkansas tomorrow. So, you know, we only know. We'll find out at kickoff, I guess, huh?
all right. Happy Thanksgiving, brother. Great to hear
Oh,
from you.
you too, man.
Gary from Arkadelphia. He was Gary in Arkadelphia for years. Now he's Gary from Arkadelphia.
I was
calling from the Gulf Coast, the Gulf of America.
He intrigued me. I was looking up his where he's currently residing right now and checking out the different golf courses in the area, just trying to figure out which one he's a part of.
Yeah.
That is it's right by Galveston, below Houston. So you ever been to Galveston?
Nope.
Worst beach
in the entire history of
United
beaches.
States
Awful.
of America.
Mm.
It's bad.
I've never heard anything good, so I haven't been. And I don't go on cruises, so there's no need to go, really. Football Friday brought to you by QC Kinetics. They're right here in Northwest Arkansas, ready to make that pain and that inflammation and those joints that hurt quit hurting. And if your doctor said surgery, drugs, downtime are the only options, well, there's better options, and it's not science fiction. It's your body's comeback story, powered by the very cells that built you in the first place, with no surgery, no pain pills, no long recovery. Imagine being with Gary on the golf course and swinging that golf club, hiking that trail, dancing in the kitchen to your favorite tune. You can do it with QC Kinetics without the big delay. 479-999-1234. That's the number to get relief. 479-999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
You put an extra S on your name.
How do you mean that? What do you mean?
What I mean is it's TEXASS.
Craig O'Neill, still one of the best prank calls in radio history. Somehow, some way, convincing the Texas.
Make it a dollar sign. Will that work?
Convincing the Texas Athletics Department that they had accidentally painted on the field in Little Rock, Texas, and it still lives on to this day. Early 2000s, right? Didn't he do that early?
Oh no, I think it was way before then.
Okay, it was like 90s or 80s or something.
Way before then. In his radio heydays. One of the guys that would be on the Mount Rushmore in our state, Craig O'Neill. So, but yeah, the extra, the guy bought it hook, line, and sinker. So if you haven't heard it, you can YouTube that and find that one. APAC and Standard Materials Group, the #1 source for top quality aggregates, ready-mix concrete, asphalt, gravel, sand, rock, whatever you need to complete the job. They've got it. They can help you all the way through the entire project with their complete construction consultant services. 479-587-3300. They can help you plan. They can get people to help you with engineering, trucking, logistics, drone capabilities, and a whole lot more. 479-587-3300 for APAC and Standard Materials Group.
Chris in Fayetteville said it was always back in the 70s. Is that right? It's that old?
Yeah.
Man, I didn't realize how old it was. All right, we got hour number 2 coming up, Football Friday. George Wilson, former Razorback wide receiver, is going to join us, one of the last guys to beat Texas in Austin.
Protect what matters most with the Fence Man. From heavy-duty security fencing to powered automatic gates, the Fence Man's got Fort Smith covered. The Fence Man has served the Fort Smith area for over 40 years. Custom built and built to last. Free quotes, financing for 18 months. When it comes to security fencing, nobody builds it better than the Fence Man. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanar.com. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work.
The Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
I would buy a mansion, buy my dream car.
I've always wanted to go to Dublin, sit in a pub, and just kind of see what life's like.
I'm probably going to pass out.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
This is Bruce Stanton, Vice President and General Manager of Pradco Fishing in Fort Smith. If you're going to do some cold water bass fishing, you need to be using an Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. It's the best lure for duplicating a small school of shad and can be worked from the top of the water column to the bottom. Whether you're trying to win a bass tournament or whoop up on a bunch of white bass and stripers, the Umbrella Flash Mob Jr. will catch them. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. The Umbrella Flash Mob Jr.
Few things in life are more important than showing up. Whether you show up for your family, friends, or teammates, it doesn't hurt to bring a plate of their favorite beef dish. Together, we bring more. Find your next crowd pleaser at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council, courtesy of beefitswhatsfordinner.com. Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
This is the Morning Rush.
How could I possibly be expected to handle work on a day like this? Take a day off and check out the certified pre-owned rides at Rath Auto Resources. All this month, take advantage of huge discounts on our road-ready certified pre-owned vehicles, inspected, reconditioned, and backed by a comprehensive warranty. So choice. I highly recommend picking one up. Life moves pretty fast, so stop and look around at Rath Auto Resources. 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, rathautofortsmith.com. You're still here? The ad's over.
Are holidays stressful for you? Hey, Ty Richardson for the Whippoorwill. The Newmeyers would love to take care of some of that stress by providing you an awesome Thanksgiving dinner. Call the Whippoorwill at 479-769-2095 for the best Thanksgiving catering you've ever had. Smoked turkey breast, dressing, mashed potatoes, and turkey gravy with all the fixins. The Newmeyers' newest restaurant, the Whippoorwill, taking care of your holiday this year.
Seems Thanksgiving Day is upon us.
We're keeping Arkansas beautiful. Want to lend a hand? Don't be afraid to get them dirty. Every day, volunteers around the state are picking up litter, planting trees and wildflowers, recycling, and more. You know what these volunteers need most? Help. Volunteer today at KeepArkansasBeautiful.com. Learn more about all our programs. A message brought to you by the Keep Arkansas Beautiful Commission, this station, and the Arkansas Broadcasters Association.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Powerball jackpot from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery is now more than $500 million. So, what would you do if you won?
I would buy a mansion, buy my dream car.
I've always wanted to go to Dublin, sit in a pub, and just kind of see what life's like.
I'm probably going to pass out.
Got your ticket? If not, visit your local lottery retailer for your chance to win the Powerball jackpot of more than $500 million. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforsgren.com.
Hungry for steak? TGI Fridays in Fort Smith is serving up the best hand-cut 14-ounce ribeyes, tender 8-ounce bacon wrap fillets, and massive loaded baked potatoes. It's the new steakhouse menu at TGI Fridays. And for football nights, Monday and Thursday, it's wings for just 50 cents each, all day long. Boneless or traditional with a 10-piece minimum. Bring the team, bring the fans. Big groups are welcome, and we're open till midnight on Friday and Saturday. TGI Fridays, steaks, wings, football, it's all here at TGI Fridays at 540 and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, our shower chances will be diminishing. From north to south, we should see increasing sunshine on a high today into the lower to middle 70s. Clear to partly cloudy tonight, overnight low upper 40s to low 50s, and partly sunny, highs in the 60s on Saturday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forsgren Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936. KERX Paris Fort Smith. You're listening to ESPN 95.3.
Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. To believe in yourself, to believe in one another, that's fundamental to being alive. And look, hey, if you can do that, if each of you can truly do that, can't nobody rip that apart.
I don't want them to gain another yard.
You bitch!
night. All night. If we played them 10 times, they might win 9. Not this game. Not tonight. Tonight, we skate them. Tonight, we stay with them. And we shut them down because we can. This is your time. Their time is done. It's over. Hell yeah. You're going to see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're going to do the same for him. That's the team, gentlemen. Hell yeah.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Produced by Colton Little.
The guy came in with a ponytail and a harmonica. You don't think he had a point to make?
With Ty Richardson.
This is fun.
And Tommy Kraft.
Peace, love, and rock and roll.
This is The Morning Rush.
All right, you're at a compilation of some of the best football TV and movie characters here in the last 20, 30 years. What would you say if you had to write your movie script for this team heading into this game tomorrow? What would you say pregame talk? Fellas, what are you saying? Colton, you're laughing over there. You got anything?
I thought you were going to say if there was a movie to describe the team. I was thinking like Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street or, something along those. This has been a horror show, is what it's been this year.
Scary movie of sorts.
I was just thinking of the movie Due Date where he asks him, hey, you're about to go give the speech at halftime. What do you do? And he says, what do you guys do? And you're playing like a bunch of girls out there. And he just keeps repeating that line over and over because he can't think of anything else because, the team is really bad. And that's how I would do it.
Y'all probably don't remember the movie. Someone listening will text in. I think it was Misery where the author, I think it was De Niro, maybe, is in a car wreck and a lady who's a fam takes him in the house and
breaks his legs with a
sledgehammer. That's how I kind of feel like this season's went.
You're just you have to watch this.
Yeah.
You have to subject yourself to this, even though they're going to get your hearts up again.
Yeah. He was trying to break out of her home, and so she fixed that. Hey, Football Fridays brought to you by QC Kinetics. Maybe you don't have that kind of joint pain. I think that's beyond joint pain, but QC Kinetics can do some great things for you. I got good news because relief is right here in Northwest Arkansas, and it's closer than you think, and it doesn't have to come from a scalpel. QC Kinetics taps into your body's own regenerative power using natural healing factors that help restore and repair damaged tissue, reduce inflammation, and relieve pain at its source with no surgery, no drugs, and no downtime. Bring your MRIs, bring your x-rays, get a free consultation right here in Northwest Arkansas. 479-999-1234 is the number. 999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
Greg says Misery was a messed up movie, Tommy. He wrecked in a snowstorm and she found it.
Yeah. She was a big fan. He was an author. She was doing nursing back to health. He then realized she was crazy, tried to escape the house. She takes a wooden block, puts it between his ankle, and then just goes to town with a sledgehammer and breaks his legs.
Gary sent us a picture here on the Loose Automotive Group hotline of the horns down hat that he has at the West Brazos Golf Center.
There you go.
He hits the ball as far as an 82-year-old man. As he said, he's 62, but he does not hit the ball. Doesn't hit the ball that hard.
Neither do I.
Jeff in Cameron, Oklahoma, saying the fans are the ones that are getting their ankles broke in Misery.
That's what I'm saying. That's we the fans are the ones laying there in that bed.
So who's Kathy Lee Bates in that situation?
Ooh. That's a good question.
See, I would subject myself to torture over the likes of like Jessica Alba or Jessica Biel or someone like that, but for Kathy Lee Bates,
that movie was probably mid-'80s, something like that. I don't know. I had to look it up, but I remember,
Jeff says Bobby is Kathy Bates.
Well,
that's pretty funny. Oh, man. All right,
some would say Hunter is Kathy Bates.
That's fair. All right, you haven't won in Austin since 2003. We've obviously got a teammate that was a part of that team, the quarterback of that team, QB1. One of his teammates is going to join us here on the Morning Rush.
Coming out of high school, I had some small school, some opportunities to go to some small colleges to play football, but, I wanted to follow my brother's footsteps and play in the Southeastern Conference. So the only school that gave me that opportunity was Arkansas.
Wide open. George Wilson. Promo to throw from his end zone. Intercepted down the middle. George Wilson. Touchdown, Buffalo.
George Wilson, touchdown. Jones again, play action, looking, firing down the middle. Touchdown, Arkansas! George Wilson. Oh, my, what a great play.
I like to go over people's credentials before we have them on. Former Razorback, former Buffalo Bills captain, Kentucky Hall of Famer, had over 2,000 yards and 16 touchdowns as a Razorback in 38 games, over 500 tackles, 14 interceptions, nearly a decade in the National Football League, the center. And, I mean, he's part of the Bills, helping out with the Bills now, their broadcast. George Wilson joins us. George,
we have a professional broadcaster on the show here.
We can,
not us, but with us.
We can hit on last night and other things. But, George, I know you were with your son last night. We were talking a little bit yesterday. Obviously, as a former player with the Bills, when did you start doing some stuff for them, man?
Well, I started getting my feet wet with some broadcasting. It would have been the end of last season. And this season, we've kind of taken a few more steps, and I try to do post-game commentary for all their home games. And I just so happened to be in Houston last night visiting my son, and we went and saw the game last night. Unfortunately, the Bills laid an egg. They got outmatched and outplayed, and I mean, a dominant performance by the Texans defense, and it was tough to see the Bills look like that. They hadn't played a game that bad, I don't think, in a couple of years at least.
George, are there some similarities between Bills Mafia and Razorback fans?
I see a lot of similarity, and I experienced that when I was there, and it's just with the Razorbacks in Arkansas, there's no professional team. And so, you're the focus day in and day out, whether you're in season or off season. And with the Bills, that's the only thing outside of the Sabres that Buffalo and Western New York has. And so it kind of gives you that collegiate game day tailgate experience. Most of the time, most NFL tailgate experiences are a little bit more like sophisticated, let's say. But, when you get into that Bills Mafia tailgating experience, it has that collegiate feel where it's vibrant, it's energetic, it's exciting, it's thrilling. It's kind of a great prequel and complement to what the game day experience and what the actual game experience would entail. And so, it's a passionate fan base. And they don't let you they'll talk about their team, but they won't let anybody else talk about their guys. So, a lot of similarities between the two fan bases.
Well, it feels this year like Razorback fans are in a barrel going over Niagara Falls. So, I'll tie that in here. What's it like watching from afar, the school you love, the school you went to, have been downtrodden and fallen on hard times? What kind of take us in the mind of a former player and what you and your teammates and what are y'all texting back and forth about the state of affairs here at home?
It's frustrating for sure. I mean, you see other programs like a Vanderbilt who has pulled themselves up and have adapted to this new landscape in collegiate sports and are very competitive. And then you see programs like ours or Florida, down in Gainesville and LSU to an extent in Baton Rouge. It's definitely frustrating, especially because that the state has talent. The program has a lot of rich history and tradition. And, we've just had a very challenging and difficult time trying to find our traction in this new NIL landscape. We lose a lot of guys, as do most programs do year in and year out, but it's a new landscape that we have yet to kind of find our footing in. So I'm hopeful that with our next hire as head coach that we'll put somebody in there that has shown the ability to be productive and active in recruiting and keeping guys that want to be there and are vital to those game-breaking type of players. They're highly sought after. They're expensive, but when you find that right mixture of talent, you can go places. We've shown the ability and the capacity to do it in the past, and we're just trying to recapture some of that essence of what was. And so we're in a transformational and pivotal point in our program, and so hopefully we get it right.
You mentioned the right mixture. I mean, in the NIL world where money does matter more than it's ever mattered before, we've had some that have called and they have the opinion you got to have more Arkansas roots and ties. You're a Kentucky kid that came in and got to see it and play with kids that are play with other guys that were from this state. What in your opinion is the right mix of how you get this program right? What's the recipe to get back on track here?
Yeah, I don't necessarily think it has anything to do with the number of guys. It's not a set number of guys that you got to have, but you have to win in your own backyard when it comes to recruiting. Your top prospects, you got to try to keep those guys in state. And, for a time there, we were able to do that. But now we have other programs coming into the state of Arkansas and poaching our guys because they can maybe the program is in a better state, or maybe they have more, funding or financial opportunities. Whatever that reason is, we have to do a better job of closing that gap and making guys want to choose Arkansas first as opposed to considering anywhere else.
Talking with former Razorback wide receiver George Wilson. We'll get to that Texas win coming up in a bit. But, George, to that point, Tommy mentioned you're a Kentucky guy, and you heard that little snippet that Colton put together. Your brother played in the SEC. What pushed you to Fayetteville from, help me, Paducah, Kentucky? What caused a kid from Paducah, Kentucky to end up in Fayetteville?
Oh, man, by happenstance. The way the story goes is I think you guys, Arkansas was on a bye week. One of your grad assistants named Justin Krause was from Murray, Kentucky, which was, where Coach Nutt had coached at Murray State University before coming to Arkansas. So you guys were on your bye week. He comes home to visit his family. My high school happens to be playing his old high school. He shows up to the game. I have like 3 touchdowns in the first half. Didn't really play much in the second half. And I started getting, I got a questionnaire and then that's kind of how the communication initially started. And so, I was a smart student. I was a smart kid, had great grades. But I didn't, for the numbers that I put up, I really didn't have the opportunities. Kentucky was recruiting me. University of Louisville was recruiting me. But when it came time for those scholarship offers, I didn't get one. And I really wasn't satisfied with going to a smaller school because I felt like I could play at the highest, most elite level. And so just in talking with JC and Coach Fitzhill and Danny Nutt, we were able to find a way to give me an academic scholarship and walk on the football team. And that's all I ever asked for. I was like, you guys don't have to guarantee me or promise me anything. Just give me an opportunity and I'll take care of the rest. And I'm just so appreciative of the opportunity. Arkansas, my time at Arkansas was some of the best years of my life.
Georgie, you were part of some great wins. I think about some long overtime games against Ole Miss and Kentucky, but it's obviously Texas week. You play the Longhorns tomorrow. You guys went to Austin for the first time in 13 years, and you're going back for the first time in 22. Take us back to 2003 when you guys beat Texas and what that experience was like under Coach Nutt.
Oh man, we were hyped. We were excited for that opportunity. Everybody counted us out. We were not expected to win, but we wanted to make a statement early that season. I believe that was the second game of the year. I think we opened up the season with Tulsa, I believe. But I remember vividly going into summer camp that year. As we were going through camp, the coaches started intertwining some of the Texas game plan into our practices. And so for entire summer camp, we were basically game planning for Texas. We get to the first game against Tulsa and we switched that and focus on them, but we had been working on Texas for 6 more weeks. And so when we got in Austin, I remember the night before, they Coach Nutt brought in Mr. Lindsey and Jerry Jones to talk about the history of the Arkansas-Texas rivalry. And I remember Coach Nutt coming up to me after the meeting, telling me that tomorrow, what the first play call was going to be, which was a pass play, what we called a deep stick route. And so when you go back and watch the game, first play of the game, Matt drops back, throws me a 20-yard pass. But Coach Nutt was going into the game aggressive, wanting to be aggressive, wanting to keep them off balance. He was confident. He was prepared, and he had us ready and prepared and confident as well. And so to go in there, I think opening drive, they went down and scored. My opening drive scored a touchdown on the opening drive, and I think we went on to score 21 unanswered before they were able to score again. And so, but it was intense. It was exciting, and man, just some great memories. When I got the call from you guys yesterday, wanting to talk about it, it just took me back through memory lane, and I went back and watched old videos and looked at some pictures I had in my phone, and just brought back great memories. I just remember that team being a senior dominant team. I think we had about 20 or 25 seniors. But what made me emotional yesterday when I was reflecting and thinking about that was just how close we were. We were, as Coach Nutt used to call us, he's like, you're a band of brothers. And every Saturday you're going out into a foxhole with your brothers. And we got to have each other's back. And we went into that, figuratively speaking, foxhole in Austin that day. And we were not going to be denied. And just kind of going back to what we're talking about previously with the NIL, that senior team, we most of us were there for 4 or 5 years together. And so we had that continuity, we had that connectivity. We enjoyed working with each other. We liked each other. We loved each other. We respected each other. And we built that rapport over that 4 or 5 years. Whereas now with this NIL, you got guys that are in and out and changing locker rooms every single year. So it's hard to build that continuity and that connectivity in the locker room like you once were able to do. And so, but that to me was one of the major factors in getting that win that day and just having that early success we had that season, because we had a great mixture of veteran leadership with some young athletes to kind of help fill in some of those gaps. And, it was really on great display in that ambush in Austin.
Razorback great George Wilson with us here on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline. Matt Jones is on our team here at the radio station. He's sitting in the room next door to me right now. Talk about playing with him as a teammate and the quarterback wide receiver dynamic y'all had. What was Matt like as a teammate for you?
Man, I loved playing with Matt. You never knew if we were up 40 or down 40 when you talked to Matt. He's so even keel, never too high, never too low, always looking forward to the next play. He's a gamer, a game breaker. I mean, anywhere on the field, Matt was able to make a play with his arm or with his legs. And just a great all-around guy. We just enjoyed spending time and just getting to work. But Matt was an elite athlete who was really at the frontier, when you think about it, of the RPO. We implemented the RPO, over 20 years ago, when now it's just commonplace now in any football program at every level. And so Matt was a trailblazer in a lot of senses. And sometimes it was just great. Sometimes we out there blocking for him, and you just see this long-legged guy running around like a deer with the football in one hand, and he's out running guys to the end zone and making plays, extending the play and making the throws. And we went through 7 overtimes together in Ole Miss, at Kentucky. his career, his mark that he left on the Arkansas program will last forever. I mean, and then, we go into the NFL. I'm playing, I'm on defense, and Matt comes in and he's a wide receiver, and we seem to play Jacksonville every year for a period of time, and see this guy now making plays as a wide out, running that 40 in the fewest amount of steps ever, I believe. But I mean, I can't say enough great things about Matt. It was just such a pleasure playing alongside him and just seeing him accomplish everything that he was able to.
What was it like transitioning from wide receiver to safety? I was watching some stuff this morning, like that Monday Night Football interception on Tony Romo. I mean, you kind of were wandering in the wilderness for a little bit, George, and then all of a sudden you flip the script. You're playing safety, and you got nearly a decade career in the National Football League.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it was an incredible challenge. It was a very laborious challenge. I mean, it was something that was intense. It was something that was difficult at times. But as I just remember thinking to myself, I said, hey, I've been in the NFL now for 3 seasons. I haven't really seen the field much as a wide receiver, primarily limited to special teams. And I got the opportunity to move positions, and I'm like, hey, maybe this is the opportunity that I've been waiting for. Maybe this is the avenue to help me fully realize my NFL dreams. And so I remember thinking to myself, what do I know to help me shorten this learning curve? And I've always been a student of the game, and I just thought to myself, I know offense. I know splits. I know the correlation between the drop of the quarterback and the depths of the routes. I know body language, the difference between if I'm trying to look to see who I'm blocking versus looking to see what the coverage is. So all these little nuances and details I knew because I had lived it. And so I was like, okay, I need to figure out how I can apply that to my defensive scheme and my assignments. And so that's what really allowed me to really kind of make that position change over an off season and then go on and start 9 games that following year after not having played safety since I was in high school. And so I had some great coaches and teammates that really were very instrumental in helping me in that transition. But really, guys, it just boiled down to being a ball player. And that's something else I'd like to mention, because when I was there at Arkansas, we primarily ran the ball. Mm-hmm. And so I was blocking a lot. And Coach James Shebest, another all-time great wide receiver from Arkansas, was my wide receiver coach. And he would always talk to Richard Smith and I about being complete football players.
Track and field, baby.
You can't just – yes, you have to be able – to play without the ball and impact the game without having to have the ball in your possession. And so that mentality I got from Coach Shebest. So he's the one that really taught us that, hey, know the game, understand your assignment, understand where you fit into the scheme and why it's necessary for you to do your job effectively, play in and play out. And so that whole football IQ and trying to understand the game came from Coach Shebest, and that really helped to propel me throughout my professional career, because I always looked at the game that way. When I was a wide receiver, I was a guy that I had to learn what all 4 spots, what their job responsibilities were. When I was on special teams, I learned what everybody's job assignment was so that I could know where I fit into it. And I did the same thing when I played defense. And, I prided myself on kind of being the quarterback of the defense, because I not only knew my job and my assignment, I also did a lot of film study to be able to anticipate what the offense was trying to do to us. And that really just helped to extend and sustain my career, because, I never was a 4-4, 4-3 or 4-4 guy. But because I studied film, because I knew tendencies and knew the percentages, I'm being a 4-5 guy, I could react and be in position faster than someone who ran a 4.3 or 4.4 that was faster than me. I was able to speed up my reaction time because of my mental preparation. And so just being a good all-around football player is something that that really helped aid that transition and allowed me to end up playing as long as I did.
George, some guy that says he could still beat you in the 40 just walked in. He wanted to say hi.
The highways and the byways, George Wilson, man.
Hey, the highway. What's up, Matty?
What's up, brother? I echo that because my freshman year, George would tell you I'd get into the game and I'd be like, George, what route do you got? We'd call a play like, what do you got? All right, let's go get him, George. What's up, dude?
Right. What's going on, brother? How you been?
Man, life's good. Can't complain. Just trying to get these Razorbacks to get a victory somewhere up and down the line. Why not Texas week?
We got, hey man, with a rivalry game, anything can happen. Throw the records out the window, man. Hopefully we can pull it off tomorrow.
Well, George, this is one of the best interviews we've done in quite some time. I know Matt's glad to talk with you. We're glad to talk with you, and we appreciate you spending some time with us this morning, man. Best of luck to the Bills this season, and if you're ever back in Fayetteville, hit us up. We'd love to see you.
Man, I appreciate the opportunity to be on with you guys today. Hopefully we can do it again soon, and thank you for connecting with my brother right there with you guys in the studio, man. Love you, brother. Love you, Matt.
I love you back, dude.
That's former Razorback wide receiver great George Wilson, Buffalo Bills captain, and is now a part of the broadcast team with the Bills. That was great, Tommy.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Just the
great interview, guys.
The insight from start to finish, the player aspect, him talking about what it took, obviously not just to beat Texas, but the camaraderie that him and Matt still share. I mean, I don't know when the last time that they've talked, but obviously,
30 seconds ago.
Yeah, obviously that camaraderie and that friendship is still there. So pretty cool stuff from George Wilson this morning.
Yeah. Hey, a couple things before we go. Black Friday savings available now at lurenet.com. If you've got an angler on your list that loves to fish and you're wondering what to get them, or someone's asking you, what do you want this year for Christmas? Go to lurenet.com. Rebel Yum, Booyah, Smithwick Original Suspending, Rattling Rogues, Bobby Garland. It's all there, and it's on sale now during their Black Friday savings, available at lurenet.com. Arkansas's own lurenet.com.
All right, when we come back, SEC update. We got still a lot to get to as we continue on a Football Friday, brought to you by QC Kinetics.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
Can't do that. That's my money.
This is the Morning Rush.
State sales tax paid on every pre-owned vehicle on the lot during the Thanksgiving No Tax Sales event at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. With new lower interest rates and the most for your trade, now is the time. No state sales tax on every pre-owned vehicle, now through the end of November. Harry Robinson Buick GMC, exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith. No tax does not apply to previously negotiated deals.
Right now, someone in a Hardee's kitchen is about to warm up your holiday with the new grilled cheese bacon burger. Charbroiled 100% Angus beef, bacon, and Swiss and American cheese melting on our soft, buttery sourdough. And our new grilled cheese breakfast sandwich with sausage or bacon and a fried egg. For your inner child and your grown-up cravings, the new grilled cheese bacon burger and breakfast sandwich. For a limited time, only at Hardee's. Cinnamon Raisin Biscuits are back. Unwrap them while you can. Only for a limited time at participating restaurants.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, have paving or concrete labor experience, or experience in a quarry, apply today at jobs.crh.com. APAC offers top pay, a sign-on bonus, benefits including insurance, retirement, and profit sharing. Apply online today at jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group is an equal opportunity employer.
When you need tough and paint just isn't enough, check out River City Coatings in Van Buren. When it comes to your metals, paint can peel and crack over time. Whether it's your patio furniture, rims or trims on your automobile, or heavy equipment, no one has time for a redo. Powder coating provides the toughness you need. Preserve your investment with powder coating from River City Coatings. River City Coatings, certified John Deere, Caterpillar, ISO 9001, Packer, and UL provider of tough. River City Coatings, 471-7675, or online at rivercitycoatings.com. ForestGreen.com.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at GoForestGren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at GoForestGren.com.
The Whataburger Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich is back, and it's still bigger and better than any chicken sandwich out there. More chicken strips, more Monterey Jack cheese smothered in buffalo and ranch, all on a 5-inch bun. There's so much crispy, cheesy, saucy goodness, you may find yourself speechless when someone asks what's your favorite part. Not because you can't find the words, just because it's hard to talk when your mouth's full with this much deliciousness. The Buffalo Ranch Chicken Strip Sandwich is back for a limited time. What a burger.
COP CDL Academy is a licensed Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration that provides the federal required training to obtain both Class A and Class B CDL licenses. Our program provides assistance with employment after graduation. We have finance and grant options available. Students straight out of class have started new careers earning $70,000 to $140,000 per year, and training is provided for all 50 states. Call today, 479-632-1050. COP CDL Academy.
This holiday season, give yourself the gift of stress-free internet. Wave Rural Connect brings you our 300 internet with Wi-Fi, perfect for streaming, remote work, and holiday guests. No data limits, built-in cybersecurity, and easy control with our free Wave Connect app. All for just $71.95 a month. Visit waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372 today. Wave Rural Connect, internet that works when you need it most.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
The SEC is the best conference in America.
The tough will survive in this game, and I feel like the SEC is the toughest.
Arkansas is the SEC champion. You know, every game is a dogfight.
We're about the toughest there is.
Week in and week out, you're going to play some of the best, the biggest, the fastest.
The Hawks have finally it's the first SEC tournament championship for Arkansas.
Where opponents' dreams come to die.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
I know there were some questions about Bo Prabula. Bo Prabula is currently working through his rehab process with the oversight of the doctors and the training staff. We're going through a protocol. He has been allowed to practice with certain limitations, which is why he appeared on the SEC availability report last week and why you saw him on Saturday in pregame warmup. We will see how he progresses this week, and you will be updated on the SEC media.
Latest update from Missouri is Bo Prabula is listed as questionable heading into this game tomorrow against the Oklahoma Sooners. This is the biggest game of the SEC this weekend, being it's the only top 25 matchup. Oklahoma still trying to get and stay in. I say not get, stay in the college football playoff hunt. Missouri trying to get their biggest win of the season. It's been, I think I read something, they had one in Norman since like 1960. It's been a while.
Yeah. Probably hadn't played a lot of games there either, but that would be quite an upset considering Oklahoma's win over Bama. I think there's going to be a little bit of a letdown. I think this will be a close game, but I do think Oklahoma wins the football.
Well, Ahmad Hardy's outstanding, the best running back in the SEC, and you got to deal with that if you're Oklahoma. But that defense is just unbelievable. Curious how John Mateer plays tomorrow. Did enough to help them win in Tuscaloosa. And like you said, that bounce back. People just associate, well, you lose to Alabama, obviously the physicality and the toll it's taken. Well, sometimes just getting up for them, it's hard to do that back-to-back weeks like you're talking about.
I expect that to be a tightly contested contest.
Other news in the Southeastern Conference, according to Matt Zenitz of CBS Sports, LSU's open to bringing back Ed Ogeron as an assistant if they can get Lane Kiffin from Ole Miss. Kiffin and him have a relationship for a number of years. That would be that dynamic would be interesting. It would be
a good 1-2 punch.
Wouldn't it kind of be like what just happened here the last year and a half with Bobby and Sam?
Yeah,
that's kind of where my mind went when I read that. Little obviously different circumstances, but I mean, listen, you say the phrase sometimes you want to do no worse than Bobby. You could do a lot worse on the defensive line or defensive coordinator than Ed Ogeron when it comes to recruiting. and the guys that
and coaching.
Yeah, deep ties that he still got in that state. So I would guess if that ends up happening, which I don't know if it will, that's at least.
Wasn't he at USC out west with?
Yes.
Wasn't he the interim once Lane got left on the tarmac?
That timeline's right, Cole.
I think my memories. It was just kind of coming to me as you were talking there. I think that, and then he obviously ended up at Ole Miss after Houston Nutt. Then LSU. We know the track from there, but I believe he was the interim after Lane Kiffin was fired at USC.
Yeah. Other SEC things to get into. I guess you can lump CeeDee Lamb as a former SEC wide receiver, being that Oklahoma's now an SEC team.
SEC legend.
Did you
CeeDee
see? So, Cowboys played their second Monday Night Football game this season, and Cowboys fans were like, "Why isn't CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens out the first series?" Well, they apparently had drinks and stayed out past curfew at the Red Rock Casino in Vegas. There was a post or something that saying Lamb was thrown up the next morning at 7:30 before the game. But Lamb said, "That's not true. I know how to hold my liquor."
But the 7:30 part he didn't deny, right?
He said he wasn't throwing up at 7:30.
Oh, throwing up. I think it was still out.
No. He said he wasn't throwing up. He said
that's an old Kenny Stabler story. He'd come in late for breakfast. They say, "Are you just now getting up?" He goes, "Getting up. I'm just now getting in."
He said it's disrespectful to even suggest that he knows how to hold his liquor, which I thought was funny. Their curfew, I looked this up this morning. Curfew in the NFL is around 11. What was your curfew back in the day? Like in high school and college, I got extended like 30 minutes every year in high school, and then when I went to college, I really didn't have one as long as I.
Well, you were at college.
No, but I'm not talking about in Fayetteville. I'm talking about when I went back to Little Rock and home over the holidays. And my parents just they were Nazis about rules when I lived there, and then as soon as I go to school, they're just like the faucet got shut off. They didn't care, which didn't make any sense to me. But what was your?
They didn't care then. It was just the proper thing to do is to have some kind of boundary for it. I think mine was 11 my sophomore year and midnight after that or something like that. And my dad was always asleep, so he didn't know what time we came in.
You came in late a lot of times. Were you and Teddy offing skirting curfew like CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens?
I don't remember. But generally, nothing good happened after midnight, but I wasn't always looking for anything good to happen,
That's fair.
So.
Last thing here. We've already seen 4 SEC coaches let go this season thus far, with Sam Pittman, with Hugh Freeze, Billy Napier, and Brian Kelly. Stoops or Beamer, do one or both of those happen? Do you get to 5 or 6, or does it stay at 4?
Stays at 4. Obviously, there's a domino effect, and how Arkansas, Florida, and LSU fill these jobs going to create that.
Mm-hmm.
Lane's the key to all this, right? So if he stays put, which I think ultimately he will, then there's fewer dominoes to fall. So
I think
in this league,
I think it helps Arkansas, and maybe Keith Carter's got his list of guys that he's but there's less time for Ole Miss to make a decision if Lane jumps ship to goes to Baton Rouge. And I kind of think like you. I think he's probably going to stay in Oxford, but we're both wrong. I would think that coaching carousel might help Arkansas because LSU would then have to move on to that second or third or fourth candidate that would be more inclined to maybe pick Fayetteville, but they're picking LSU over you. If Lane goes there, Ole Miss has less time, less runway.
They're in a tough spot, and if he ends up leaving late on them, I mean, if you're Keith Carter, their AD, you've got to start kind of getting the semblance of a list and a plan in order.
Chris Lowe's reporting of On3 that they've got a meeting today. There's been a lot of reports this week, but Chris is usually he's usually got an inside track on that stuff.
All right, that's your SEC updates brought to you by Valley Urgent Dental. Hey, dental emergencies don't wait. Neither should you to see a dentist. At Valley Urgent Dental, they are there when you need them, even on the weekends. Broken tooth, painful infection, or a crown that's come loose, Dr. Kendall Roberts and Dr. Doug Terry are always ready to help. Why wait till Monday to see the dentist? 479-235-5655. They'll get you fixed up over the weekend and then send you back to your regular dentist. That's Valley Urgent Dental, 5505 Upper Lane, behind Golden Corral in Fort Smith. Valley Urgent Dental, emergency dental care when you need it most.
I want to share some stuff about LSU that I kind of wanted to separate from our SEC update. Before we do that, Kevin is in Rogers here on the Lewis Automotive group hotline. Kevin, go ahead.
Hey guys, hey Tommy, how's it going?
Hey,
Ty.
good morning, Kevin.
It's been a little bit, couple weeks I think. Hey, little info out of Florida, as you know, got some family down there. One works in the athletic stuff. Florida had 2 interviews this week set up with the Tulane head coach and South Florida's head coach, and they have canceled both those interviews. So I'm not sure what that means. I really think Lane Kiffin will be in Florida. The problem that a lot of these schools are going to have is the recruiting period and the transfer portal stuff. Those dates are going to be coming up pretty quick, so you're totally right about that. Tommy, did you see this article on Gus? Is this just a smokescreen about
Well, and again,
NWA reported?
I saw that. There's all kinds of things going. Would he interview? It's one thing to interview. It's another thing to take the job. Wouldn't surprise me to see the interview. Talking with their family, and I haven't done it since this report came out. But over time and over years, he really wanted to avoid the job in previous times, as he has, because he wants to be able to retire here and not have, maybe a potential bad ending hanging over him. And I know that was one of Sam Pittman's desires. So I know that's one thing he's thinking about. His mother still lives in Fort Smith. He was in town just a few weeks ago. He was eating lunch. It was after Sam was fired at a local eatery. People thought that meant something. It meant he's having lunch with family. His wife's family's from here as well. So I think Arkansas is always going to be home base, and I think that is a big part of his consideration when talking about this job.
Well, one other thing. Well, Nolan had a bad ending too, but he stayed here, so you never know. I mean, I guess if you look at it from that standpoint.
He had a national title too. But
yeah, well, that's true, But, one other thing, I stayed up really late last night. I had a family daughter coming in, but I was able to catch Muss's basketball team last night. Did you hear how that thing ended up triple overtime against Troy? Because USC had looked pretty good. I mean, but I'm sure it's press conference. But if you have time, go to YouTube and see how that thing ended. It was definitely a buzzer beater. They ended up winning, but it was pretty crazy.
All right.
Excited about the basketball team next week. I know everybody's stressed out. Oh gosh, these mid majors. If you look down the list, St. John's was up 4 points at halftime last night against a nobody, but then took Auburn to double overtime. So everybody just doesn't need kids. Sometimes it's hard for them to get up for these games, and I know it's his job to make sure. But I think we're going to be just fine. Hopefully you all agree. I'd like to hear some comments on the basketball team. I know I'm sorry I've moved on from football, but, good luck to the Hogs tomorrow. I'm going to stick by my prediction that I told Ty, although my 9-3 went out the door. But I told Ty will remember when we talked a few months ago, that I said we would beat Missouri by 2 scores. If they win a game, that will be the game they win. I believe Missouri coming off the Oklahoma game, because Missouri's a good football team. They will give Oklahoma all they need. I believe that we will beat Missouri by 2 scores, and that's all I got to say.
I hope you are right. Kevin, thanks for the call. Oaklawn Sports has the action for this weekend. The Arkansas-Texas game also has everything you need to take on the NFL games this weekend or the rest of college football. New customers get up to $1,000 in bonus bets. You can check that promotion out. It's automatically there for you when you sign up. Each of your first 10 days, you get a bonus bet. If your first bet of the day doesn't work out, up to $100. There's also a 10% profit boost available now on 3-leg parlays that qualify with the right odds as well. Funding and withdrawing from your accounts never been easier. Arkansas's best sports betting app. Bet with a brand you trust. Bet with Oaklawn Sports.
Hope you're right about that Missouri game next week. As far as the game tomorrow goes, we had George Wilson on a little bit earlier, and we got a bunch of feedback from that. If you missed it, it'll be in our Bud Light More to Rush podcast. We'll also have some other clips that are separated out entirely. Again, a Kentucky kid that comes in and talks about the group they had and everything else. You don't have that anymore, which kind of stinks. I mean, you think about whether it's on the basketball team, football team, or anything, but guys that stay in one place 4 years, and I feel like just the college experience for these kids isn't the same based on what George and his teammates got to go through.
100%. You know, I think about, Matt came in and they had an interaction. That's great. Think about guys like Sparky Hamilton that was part of that group that came from Texas. But always have that tie and that connection here as well. They know what it takes and the right mixture, and George talked about that as well. All right, we'll move on here. I want to tell you about Gaston's White River Resort. Beautiful time of the year to be on the White River. Trophy browns and rainbows are still plentiful out at Gaston's. You can get with one of their guides. They'll book you a great trip when you call 870-431-5202. You can do half days or full days. And, it's just a great time of the year to float the White River. They know exactly, where to go, what to do, and take care of all the aspects of that. Your cabin, they got 80 different cabins and lodges there, perfectly appointed for your group, whether you want something with a couple bedrooms, just a one-room cabin, something with a fireplace and kitchen. You let them know what you're needing. They'll make sure they've got the right accommodations for you. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort, a first-class time every time.
You're in the middle of Football Friday on the Morning Rush, presented by QC Kinetics. Get real lasting relief from chronic joint pain.
If you don't mind, I'd like to talk about something, get you guys' opinion.
This is the Morning Rush.
Up to $11,000 off on select GMC Sierras at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. The GMC Sierra will conquer the road with confidence. Up to $11,000 off, or take 4.9% for up to 84 months. Lease the all-new 2025 GMC Hummer and go 0 to 60 in under 3.9 seconds for as low as $9.99 a month. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. We are professional grade. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off of I-540 in Fort Smith.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. For a successful stint in the great outdoors, pack accordingly. Place heavy essentials near your spine for stability in rough terrain, with light items near the bottom. Now, you may be wondering, where does the Bush Light go? In your stomach. Head for the mountains. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2023, Anheuser-Busch, Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Doe's Eat Place has been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years, and now they're offering smoked prime rib on the weekends. It's a limited supply, so get your reservations in early. Try one of their delicious appetizers or your choice of drinks from the area's largest selection of wine, beer, and liquor. Doe's Eat Place open Tuesday through Thursday 5 to 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended. Follow them on Facebook for more upcoming features and events. Call 479-784-9111 for Doe's Eat Place, 422 North 3rd Street in Fort Smith.
Looking for a career with a company built to last? At Forsgren, we've been shaping the future of the River Valley since 1936. Nearly 90 years of excellence, innovation, and family-driven leadership. From sidewalks that still stand today to major infrastructure projects across the region, our legacy is built on quality and community. Apply now at goforsgren.com. Join the Forsgren legacy, where your work becomes part of something lasting. Forsgren, building the foundation of the River Valley for 4 generations. Apply now at goforsgren.com.
When a business has been around more than 65 years, you know they're doing something right. Hey, Ty Richardson for Johnny's Transmission. They've been trusted in Fort Smith and the River Valley since 1959. Located at 1212 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith, they strive to make every customer's experience outstanding and want your vehicle to be in the best condition for the road ahead. Check out their website, johnnystransmissionfs.com, and find them on Facebook. Johnny's Transmission, family owned and operated since 1959.
Hey guys, it's No Shave November, and the Arkansas Prostate Cancer Foundation wants you to grow for a reason. Skip the razor, grow your beard, and help raise awareness and funds for prostate cancer, a disease that affects 1 in 8 men right here in Arkansas. Every beard tells a story, and every dollar raised helps provide free screenings, education, and support for Arkansas men. Join the movement, post your pics with hashtag NoShaveAPCF, and sign up today at arprostatecancer.org. That's arprostatecancer.org. Grow it for good.
A friend is someone who knows where you came from. Someone who always shows up when you need them. Someone who's there for the good times and the challenging ones. With comprehensive insurance policies backed by award-winning customer service, Shelter Insurance is committed to being there when you need us most. To find your local agent, visit shelterinsurance.com. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Call your Shelter Insurance agent, Ryan Hughes, in Fort Smith.
Flu vaccines, both regular and high dose for seniors, are now available at Law's Drug Store in Fort Smith. Call 452-6116 to schedule your shot appointment. Usually there is no cost when covered by your insurance. Law's Drug has COVID vaccines, RSV vaccines for ages 60 plus. Pneumonia and tetanus shots are also available. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug Store, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Number you live every.
The worldwide leader in sports.
It was her first ball game with my wife, and we ended up on that field. We were in section 104.
Brother, you just turned the light bulb on. You gotta go with somebody. At least I go with the winner.
Tommy, they're great.
You're listening to The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson and Tommy Kraft.
Call or text the Lewis Automotive Group hotline, 877-377-6963.
Well, a band might have gave it away, Tommy. Tell you what that is coming up. A little tidbit heading into the schedule next year for Arkansas football.
Hey, we're brought to you by Mock Legal Solutions. 2 locations, Fort Smith and in Sallisaw, Oklahoma, right across from the courthouse to serve those in Sequoia and LaFleur counties. If you need help in Arkansas or Oklahoma, Jackie's licensed and ready to take on whatever your challenge is. She's been busy for more than 13 years with car wrecks, slip and fall cases, dog bite cases, and she'll make sure she works with the insurance companies if you're trying to deal with that to get you your wreck check as well. They also understand that times are hard and we don't all have a $5,000 retainer just laying around waiting for something like this. That's why they make it easy to understand with flat fees, down payments you can afford, and monthly plans that work for you as well. That's Mock Legal Solutions, 479-769-1505, or go to mocklegalsolutions.com. That's mocklegalsolutions.com.
Andrew Hutchinson of Best of Arkansas Sports reporting from a source that the LSU Tiger Marching Band has booked its hotel stay in the natural state the 27th through the 29th of 2026. Which would
Of
be,
what month?
November. That's the important. So read into it, and that ends up being the case. That LSU Arkansas moving back. It doesn't mean it's going to be Friday after Thanksgiving, but it's still going to be Saturday after.
Sounds to me like they've booked a couple of options there, and they're probably cancelable reservations. But it also tells you the schools know what's coming, and the word's not out. So yeah, I'd say that's a good indicator that there's a high likelihood Arkansas LSU moves back to your final game.
I saw also LSU's doing this thing called Death Valley Live, where they're bringing entertainment and special events to Tiger Stadium that are going to be announced throughout the year. So you had Garth Brooks in Fayetteville, you had Garth Brooks in Baton Rouge. There's these other stadium concert tours, and it sounds like LSU's going to make some extra money off of these.
Don't blame them, and Arkansas should fall in line and do the same.
What would you give to see Morgan Wallen live
lot.
live in Razorback Stadium?
A lot of money.
Football Friday, always
Unlimited.
brought to you by QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative medicine. If you've got pain in any joint, back, shoulder, knee, hip, elbow, and you need a cure without surgery, drugs, or downtime, QC Kinetics can provide you that relief to get you back to doing the things you love. They helped me with my shoulder. They can help you with whatever's keeping you from the things you love. 479-999-1234 is the number. 999-1234 for QC Kinetics.
Coming up next, Phil Elson, Matt Jones, Big C, halftime on the way. If you missed the George Wilson conversation, it'll be on hitthatline.com, plus our Hit That Line Now app, powered by Taco Bell.
Need a new fence but not ready to pay all at once? The Fence Man, serving Fort Smith for over 40 years, offers 18-month financing so you can secure your home or office now and pay over time. Free quotes, custom designs, and the expertise to accomplish what most can't. Call 479-782-3936 or visit thefencemanAR.com. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Designed by Jason Christie, the Booyah Finesse Covert Spinnerbait doesn't just bring the fight, it dominates. Choose from 3 blade options: Colorado for maximum thump, Willow for bright flash, and the one the pros won't talk about, the Oklahoma blade. Perfectly balanced for subtle vibration, multiple flash points, and unmatched versatility.